Today we're going to learn something called law of sines. And law of sines is a formula that allows you to find missing angles or missing sides on a not right triangle. When you think about, having a real job someday, if you have to ever find measurements of triangles, maybe, between buildings, I don't know. Most of the time it's not going to be perfect 90-degree angles between things anyway. Even if you measure angles in your house, like corners, I bet you they're not all 90 degrees. So we need to also be able to solve for triangles that are not right triangles. So there's a few different methods. Today we're learning law of sines, and before I use law of sines, I'm going to show you how we get law of sines from right triangles. So it leads from what we have been doing into what we're doing now. So with right triangles, you can use SOHCAHTOA. With not right triangles, you can't use SOHCAHTOA. You can use Pythagorean theorem. So we have other stuff. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this not right triangle, and I'm going to label the height. Going back to geometry, the height starts at a vertex. It connects to the base that is opposite that vertex with a 90-degree angle. That's the height. Also called altitude. Savannah, have you done this year? No. Okay. And when I do that, I have now taken a not right triangle and I've made two right triangles. Do you see my two right triangles? Okay. Also, I'm going to label the lengths of the sides, but I don't know any of them right now, so I'm going to give them variables. And in geometry, you may have learned that A to C describes the length of that side, but sometimes we give it a lowercase letter, so it's an easier variable to calculate with. Does anybody remember how I can label this side A to C with a lowercase letter? No, what letter would I use? A to C. What letter would I use? Jenna? Why?
I don't know why I just remember using it.
Because it's angle B is opposite, and that's forming how long little side B is. So little side B is formed by how big angle B is. The bigger angle B is, the bigger side B is going to be. And how small angle B is, that's how small side B is. So that's why we call it little b. So over here, the side from C to B is what? Lowercase a. And then this space, we're going to call lowercase c. Now, I might not give you angles A, B, and C. I might give you X, Y, and Z. Just use lowercase x, lowercase y. It's all going to be the same. These are just letters I chose. Now, using SOHCAHTOA, since currently I have given myself two right triangles, using SOHCAHTOA, I'm going to give you a proportion that is true. I'm going to use angle A, and I'm going to use side H, the altitude, and I'm going to use side B. And according to angle A, H is opposite, B is the hypotenuse of this blue triangle. So sine of angle A is equal to H over B. Now while I'm over here, I'm going to solve this for H. So I will cross multiply, and I will get H by itself. And I get sine angle A. Oops, I forgot the B in front. B. It should, yeah. Because otherwise, like, the only thing that comes after is like that angle. Otherwise, you need like a times symbol, and it's so confusing. Now I'm going to repeat the process, but I'm going to use this other right triangle. I'm going to use angle B. I'm going to use side H and side A. Well, that's still sine. Sine of angle B is equal to the opposite H over the hypotenuse A. And then I'll cross multiply. I'm going to get H equals lowercase a sine angle B. height a different amount for the blue one than it is for the red one? So the h is the same. So what can you conclude about the other stuff? They're equal. That's substitution. So I'm going to use substitution. I'm going to say that B sine angle A is equal to A sine angle B. So I took the h out of it. What I have is an equation that uses only things that are in the original not right triangle. The little a and the little b and the capital A and the capital B, they're in the original not right triangle. So I have an equation that's always true for the not right triangle, for that original ABC triangle. Now what I'm going to do is, this is an equation, so I can do whatever I want, as long as I do it to both sides. I'm going to divide both sides by lowercase c. I'm also going to divide both sides by lowercase a. I did it to both sides so I can do whatever I want. So now I have sine of angle A over lowercase a equals sine of angle B over lowercase b. The original triangle that I gave you, it's just a triangle that we could, if we turn our paper, then the base could be a different side if we wanted it to be. And we could redraw the height differently. We turned our paper, like triangles, you can do that too, right? So this, if I redid this after turning the paper a different way and drawing a different height, I redrew the whole process, I would also get that sine angle C divided by lowercase c is equal to plus u to the rest of them. So this is the law of sines. The law of sines allows us to solve for angles or sidelines that are missing in a not right triangle. Now the process we just did, you're not going to have to like repeat to me the process. I just want to show you why this formula exists. It comes from SOHCAHTOA, it comes from the height, but now we can just use the formula. So you see the formula at the bottom? It's in the box. There's two different versions of it. You can reciprocate all three fractions and use that version, or you can use the version that I have up here. Either is fine. When you're ready, go ahead and turn the page. We'll do two examples and we'll get the rest of it will be for Friday. So we're given a triangle. We know some of the information for this triangle, but we need to find all the information. So we have to find one missing angle and two missing sides. What do you think is going to be easiest to start with? An angle? Why? All three angles add up to 180, and we know two of them. So find the third one. Measure of angle A. 180 degrees, subtract off 102.3 degrees, subtract off 28.7 degrees. Get one of our answers, 49 degrees.
That was when it was like, they used to give you a triangle and find everything in the triangle.
Yeah. Except for when they did that to you before, it was a right triangle. Now it's not a right triangle. So I'm not using SOHCAHTOA. But we just learned law of sines, so we're probably using that. So what I'm given is, as long as I am given one angle and the side opposite that angle, I can use law of sines. One angle and the side opposite that angle. What pair am I talking about? Which angle and side am I talking about? If I know the angle and the side opposite. B. I know B, the angle and the side. So I'm going to be starting my law of sines with sine of angle B divided by B. So I have sine of 28.7 degrees divided by 27.4 feet. That's sine of angle B divided by little b. That is equal to, we can do sine of A over A, or we can do sine of C over C. We're going to have to do both of them eventually, but we do A. Okay, so we will do sine of, what's angle A? 49 over lowercase a, we have to find. So let's give a proportion, and one of those pieces from the proportion is missing. You can cross multiply to solve. So I will have A multiplied by sine 28.7 degrees equals 27.4 multiplied by sine 49 degrees. We have to solve for A. So to get A by itself, we're going to be dividing by sine 28.7. I'm going to ask you to try this on your calculator so you know how to type it in correctly. We'll just write down my answer. So make sure you get the right answer. Go what? Oh, I did write down the wrong one. I looked on my calculator from when I did it last class, but we did the other order last class. My bad. It's 43 point something. You guys are right. It's 43.061. Right? We found C first in my last class, so I looked it up on the calculator. Okay, so then let's find C. So to find C, you're going to use B again. You're still going to use the sine of 28.7 over 27.4, but this time we're going to equal to sine of 10 something, what is it? 102.3 divided by C. Still going to cross multiply. And divide. And you already saw my answer from before. You put it right back up there. 55.747. Hard to do this without this stuff. So you know we're doing this the same way, right? Sorry, do you want to copy or do you just? Okay. All right. Last example. Next one. Go ahead, look through it. You guys cannot become the best bodybuilder in the world by watching somebody else go play. You know that, right? Did you know that? You didn't know that? What do you not be the best trumpeter in the world by watching somebody else trumpet?
It helps.
What?
I said it helps.
Well, I'm sure it helps a little bit. You aren't going to know how to move your fingers by watching somebody with their
That's true.
or do whatever you do.
It's how it is.
Exactly, because you practice so much. But like, if you're watching me type it in my calculator, you're not gonna know how to type it in your calculator. You're watching me do this, but you're not actually really participating. You're not gonna remember how to do it. That's why you take this. How do you know? Help me do it. Well, I am getting better, because I practice. I want to get better. You all do. You gotta take the quiz tomorrow. Well, this is not this tomorrow. You know, that's true. Sorry. The quiz tomorrow is on the other stuff. Well, I'm just saying, because I have people that still haven't figured out that you have to turn in your assignment. Yeah, they're only worth 10% of your grade, but like, if you don't know how to do anything, you don't pass the tests. And everything builds. So if you don't know how to do SOHCAHTOA, you definitely don't understand what we're doing, you know, with angle of elevation and angle of compression. Like, everything builds. We'll do factoring. What is not a good sign? Well, that's too bad. Last class people were like, are we gonna ever do factoring again? Okay, this last one, we've got a triangle and there's like a lot of stuff going on there, so I'm just gonna draw the actual triangle. There it is. The letters that they've labeled don't matter. It can be any letters that you want it to be. So don't get hung up on it. It has to be A, B, and C. The X, Y, and Z. And then they say that the shadow is 22 feet. They say that this pole is from vertical, leaning 8 degrees, telling you this is 98 degrees. They've given you the angle of elevation is 43 degrees, and we need to find how long the pole is. Okay. So do we know an angle and its opposite side? Because if you have an angle and its opposite side, we can use law of sines. So I heard no and yes. Oh, you can find C, because we know two of the angles, right? So you can find C, and then we will have angle C and side C. So you subtract the other two angles from 180, we get that measured angle C is 39 degrees. And then we can set up law of sines using C. That's kind of the one that we have all the information for. So I'll say sine of 39 degrees divided by 22 feet is equal to, and we need to use angle A so we can find side A. Sine of 43 degrees divided by A. Cross multiply, solve for A. And that's all they asked you to find on that. So I'm giving you a 3-question assignment that's not due till Friday. So that should not be the first thing you work on right now, unless you know you're going to get 100% on this quiz and you don't have to study for it. Other than that, you should be studying for the quiz. I'm going to enter those papers into the grade book and give them right back to you. And then the rest of the papers that you've done for this section that's going to be on the quiz are over there, so we need to keep going and picking up our papers. If you guys really just want to like, go make a line and like go down a line, so bang out your bags, finish the rest off. It's almost, it's order by last name, looks like Jenna, maybe after that.
That would be,